but it's important to know that there aren't any specific set of symptoms that will say, aha, if you have this, this, and this, you have mold. The ones that you usually will see people talk about in almost all cases will be brain fog, fact that my brain just isn't processing like it used to, and fatigue. Other things that are common to see them get is chronic immunologic diseases like multiple sclerosis, rheumatoid arthritis, because of the chronic inflammation that that's generating. But also endocrine disease, because if the inflammation goes on long enough, it damages the area of the brain that controls all of the glands in the body. And these glands will start to secrete hormones wrong. So you can have all the symptoms of testosterone deficiency, all the symptoms of ovarian malfunction like irregular heavy periods, as well as psychiatric conditions like ADD, depression, and anxiety. Well, we actually now have a very good assay that can test the building you're in to see if your building is making these harmful biotoxins. It's called a Hurts Me test, which we then do a scoring on with a Hurts Me 2 score. And we know that if that score comes back 10 or less, that building isn't injurious to humans. After this test was validated to show that it could predict your clinical response to treatment and relapse after treatment, they then did a series where they said, let's go test a group of homes at random and see what percentage of them actually have a Hurts Me 2 score that's greater than 10. And the answer is it's 50% of homes. So the prevalence of people who are being very slowly injured by this toxin is very high. The other thing that should be even more frightening to people to know is that about 25% of our population has an immunologic genetic abnormality that makes it so that they are super sensitive to these toxins. The rest of us can make an antibody that at least take out the toxic effect. We still get the inflammatory effect. But this 25% of the population can't make that antibody, and they can't stop even the toxic effect. These are usually the ones who get the neurologic complications and psychiatric complications like ADD, depression, anxiety, bipolarity. They also are chronic. They seem to have chronic fatigue syndrome and fibromyalgia. So when you do the numbers on it, half the buildings in the country are affected, 25% of the population is super sensitive to it. So about 1/8 of the population are young people getting neuropsychiatric immunologic diseases that we all say we don't know where they're getting this from. Many of them have as a big piece of that component that they're exposed to a water damaged building which is generating these inflammatory toxins. So I would tell anybody if they have any kind of chronic disease or want to prevent a chronic disease, I would encourage them to contact the office at purehealthmed.com.